For the next generation of workers, the job is no longer just a job, and it becomes their life and their lifestyle. So it's really important to listen to them and allow them to have the work-life balance that they look for. So a point that is no longer a add-on or a nice to have for the next generation is wellness. And without wellness comes being conscious about what decisions are made in terms of sustainability. So we all know that we have a target to achieve in the future, and we need to be careful with that. I think that maybe for a previous generation that is something that needs to be but we need to think about this. But the new generation there's no way to not think about it. So it's really important to keep that in mind when designing a space, but also in terms of wellness, to really think about neurodiversity. So different typologies for different people, different personalities, but also places that really help you pause and help you have that work-life balance. So be it, a parent's room or a prayer room, or multifunctional room, or a room where you simply just go and you just disconnect from everything, for 10 minutes or 15. So it's really important to create areas that are not necessarily for the traditional work. So looking at the future of work for the next generation, we can't really do it without the next generation. So at MOSA, it is really important to have the young designers at the table with us, because we might have, some of us might have the experience, some things that work and don't, but there's a fresh perspective coming, and we need to embrace them, especially if we're trying to design for them. So there are things that they will make us really think about, and maybe for us it wasn't as important, or we never thought about it, and it's really good to have them involved. So they need to have that voice, and it needs to be heard, and it needs to be at the same level of all the other voices. It's really hard to say what's going to happen tomorrow, but there are ways to learn from today to understand, how can we do better tomorrow? And workplace technology really helps in that, by collecting data from spaces that are being used, and that can be done, pre doing a new office or post, and see how the office is being used. And by collecting that data, we see how people react to certain typologies. We can see how the spaces are used, and that really helps us understand how people engage with the space, and what can we improve, what can we give them more of, and what we feel that they don't really need. I think that's the thing. I don't think that the leadership, when we talk to them, are asking us in general, asking us for things, specific things. What they are asking us is to go and listen to their talent and understand, and that's where what our job is. We need to understand what the talent is looking for, what keeps them in that company, what motivates them, what are they looking. And that really is about that flexibility, being able to work their own way. Some people are night owls, some people are early birds, so how do we cater for that? Even through, things like facilities, and do we provide lunch, do we provide breakfast, do we provide dinner? The one thing that it's definitely, more common across the board is the need of good social space, hangout space, comfortable and with a bit of hospitality to it. So having a comfortable sofa and not just rigid furniture. So that's really important. That's when hospitality and wellness come together, right? When you have all those nice things that you only think you're going to have in a hotel, and you end up having in your office. And it can be, a really nice meal. It can be really nice tea in the afternoon. It could be the gym. It could be a place to recover, to, meditate, be it a yoga room, or a place that you can do Pilates at the end of the day or at the start of your day. But it really is coming to the office not just to work, but to do part of your life in the office with your colleagues. A big change that we've seen after the pandemic is that, especially tech companies, is that a lot of them actually had a huge growth throughout pandemic. So there are these teams being created and there are these people collaborating every day without actually ever, having been in the same room. So you know how you work together digitally, but you don't really know how you come together with your team in a space. How do you use that space? So there's a lot of piloting there that we can do to really try to discover what is the culture of this company now that we have all these different people, and it's a discovery of the culture. And I think that has happened a lot, and it's quite exciting because it really allows you to test different things, to just make things even more flexible, even more adaptable, and making sure that the space evolves with the people rather than the people having to adjust to the space.